I feel like this is truly unfair. Trying to get in
Stop,
trouble.
stop.
I'm gonna
It's
just move
me.
out of state because I'm done. I'm done dealing with this. I'm moving out of state. I'm moving
Well,
right now.
well, no, not unless you have court authority in all your
I
cases
don't.
to move out. You're
I
not, because
don't
you're
care. I'm
on
moving out of state, and
probation.
you guys ain't coming to get me. I will move out of state. I'm not doing any of it. I'm moving out of state. I'm packing my stuff up right now
You're telling me you're not going to comply with my orders?
because of your stupid motherfucking state of Kansas.
Okay, you've just been.
The situation in court escalated quickly when the defendant, clearly frustrated, declared that he was done dealing with the legal process and planned to move out of state immediately. The judge quickly intervened, reminding him that he could not legally relocate without the court's permission, especially since he was currently on probation. When told he would be held in contempt of court, he grew more agitated, insisting that he would leave regardless. This individual has a history of ignoring court-ordered fines from previous convictions. The judge was surprisingly patient and willing to listen as the defendant explained his financial.
You still don't have counsel, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I know today is my possession of marijuana on the payer appear and
Okay,
everything.
well, let me call that case number. We're on the record now in 2021 CR 274, State of Kansas versus Daniel Lynn Lyman Jr. The state appearing by and through Jared Regier, and the defendant in person and pro se. We have had a situation where you are supposed to pay November 28th of 2022. You did indicate you wanted to represent yourself without counsel and waived counsel on record. And you had been on diversion. You got another charge of driving while suspended. You ended up, it looks like, getting your diversion revoked, being found guilty at trial, sentenced, and you were supposed to have your case paid by today, February 6th. Now, what were you saying, sir?
The reason why I haven't had it paid yet is because the job that I was supposed to go for at American Eagle in Ottawa, it didn't plan out as planned. So I'm working at a motel over here in El Dorado,
Okay.
and it's just not bringing in as much money as it should. And I get paid twice a month. I have a lot of bills to pay, plus my court fines. I'm not trying to miss any of my court fines. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm trying to pay everything that I can at once. I was just going to ask you if I can start paying maybe between $20 and $50 a month. And my first payment I can put on this one is on the 8th of this month, guaranteed.
Well, you've always been allowed to make payments as long as you had it paid in full by your pay or appear date, i.e. today. So, now remind me, are you married or single?
I am single.
And remind me if you have children you support.
Right now I have a stepchild that I support.
Now you're single, but you have a stepchild that you support.
Yes, because I am in a relationship. I'm not married or anything. I'm in a relationship, but I support me, my fiance, and our child right now.
Well,
Because
I don't know why you're supporting these, but why you've taken on new obligations when you haven't taken care of your old ones, such as paying your case. You owe, sir, $658.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
And you have not made any payments since November?
No, ma'am. I've barely been working. Like I said, I have this job and everything. I've been paying my bills and everything because I do have rent to pay. I have my phone bill. I have my SR22 insurance that I'm trying to pay, so that way I can also get my license back. I have my fines to pay. I have a lot of stuff to pay right now, honestly, and I'm just not trying to go to jail over all this.
Well, I was going to say, I was going to ask you if you thought it'd be easier just to go serve the 90 days in jail and send these costs to civil collections. Do you want to do that?
I don't, because it just messed everything up. Or because I still have my Lyon County court case for my 2021 case back then when I had that case that I'm still trying to pay.
Hardships. He claimed that a job opportunity fell through and that he was now working at a motel, barely making ends meet. He offered to begin monthly payments between $20 and $50, starting on the 8th of the month, insisting that he had every intention to pay what he owed. However, the judge reminded him that he had already been given ample time, since November 28, 2022, to pay the $658 fine and that no payments had been made. The judge also questioned his decision to take on more personal responsibilities, like supporting a partner and her child, while still failing to handle prior obligations. The defendant continued to express concern about going to jail, explaining, that he had multiple other financial burdens, including
What do you have going on in Lyon County?
I got it before this possession of marijuana case. It was a duty of driver slash no DL at the time, and they dropped the duty of driver down to a no DL, and I'm just having to pay on that of $377 as well.
So you had a car wreck
Yes, ma'am.
without insurance?
No, it was with insurance. It was with insurance.
Okay, and you didn't report it to law enforcement and they found out about it?
Yes, ma'am. It was my fault. I
Okay,
take
and
all
when
blame
did,
for
when
that.
did you do that?
That was in 2021,
Well,
almost 2 years ago.
this case was in 2021, June of 2021. When was your
And
Lyon County?
it was after I got served papers when I was on house arrest in Lyon County. Because I had completed my house arrest and I was on house arrest when I got into the wreck. I didn't report it. I got in trouble. I got a ticket.
How were you
And
on house arrest and driving at the same time? House arrest means jail.
house arrest, I was going to work and back, and I ended up getting in a wreck.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they gave you work release from your house arrest,
Yes, ma'am.
and on your way to or from, you had a wreck, and then you didn't
Yes,
report it.
and I failed to report it.
Well, okay, well, I just kind of wanted an idea of what was going on over there. Have you paid anything on that case?
I've been slowly paying on it and everything. I try to make $10 payments. If I can't make it, I call them and let them know, and they told me just to pay it next month and everything. So I have owed $377. I've only paid $20 on their case so far too.
Well, how come they've gotten $20 and I haven't gotten anything?
I apologize. Like I said, I'm trying to pay everything all at once, and it's just all adding up on me. And I really don't want to go to jail over all this. I want to try to get it all paid. I know I'm not being very good at it right now, but I do
Okay.
apologize with everything I have, and
Okay,
my first
hang
payment I
on.
can make.
Hang on, and you were on house arrest and you got served with papers for possessing marijuana in another county. Is that what you told me?
Yes, because originally back in 21, if you can let me just start over real quick, I got pulled over in the state of Kansas and in Butler County area, and I had my warrants active for Lyon County and Butler County at the time. I ended up serving my 7 days in Butler County for the city court. They transferred me over to Butler County or Lyon County after I got stopped for my possession of marijuana. And that's how I got my possession of marijuana. They did not take me to jail over my possession of marijuana. They charged me for my warrants, took me to jail over them. I served my time in Butler and Lyon County jail, got out on house arrest. By the time I got out on house arrest, I was served my marijuana papers. I got diversion for those. I completed my house arrest, got off, and now I just been fighting my duty of driver / no driver's license over there, been trying to pay that off. Then I got another one through you guys for the no driver's license back in July and everything. And I just been trying to pay all 3 of these tickets off and paying my rent, my phone bill, my SR22 insurance to get my license back. I'm trying it all, I'm trying hard as I can and best as I can.
Mr. Lyman, I'm going to modify your sentence.
And I'm trying to get out of trouble, I'm
I'm
trying.
going to put you on the remainder of your probation is going to, well, let me check. How long did we put him on probation for originally, Mr. Aguirre? It was 6 months non-reporting in November.
Your Honor, I'm showing in the journal entry non-reporting probation of 6 months following the court's order from the November 28th, 2022 hearing.
If he doesn't have this paid in full in 30 days, I'd like to do a motion to revoke diversion and modify this bill. I'm going to put you on reporting probation.
I feel like this is really unfair on me because, I've had it really hard the past few years and I've been trying to get out of trouble. And, I may not be able to pay all my fines off right away, but I am trying. And
including rent, phone bills, State Route 22 insurance, and more. The judge asked whether he would prefer to serve 90 days in jail and have the fine sent to civil collections, but he declined, worried it would only worsen his situation. He also revealed that he still had another active case in Lyon County, relating to a 2021 incident involving a car accident. During that prior incident, he was on house arrest but had been given permission to travel for work. Unfortunately, he was involved in a car accident and failed to report it, resulting in another charge. When asked how he was driving while on house arrest, he explained it was during his permitted travel window for work purposes. This case is a prime example of how unresolved legal issues can snowball when ignored, even when the court attempts to be accommodating. The judge's main concern remained his continued noncompliance and pattern of avoiding responsibility, despite being given several chances to make things right. During the court proceedings, the defendant was asked if he had made any payments toward his outstanding case. He explained that he had been slowly making efforts, often sending $10 payments when possible. If he couldn't manage a payment, he said he would call and inform the court, and they would advise him to make the payment.
And you wrecked and didn't report it. So there, you drove that day, right?
Yes, and that was my fault. But in
And
the
then I
meantime,
understood that you drove in Butler County and after this case.
yes,
after
ma'am.
the marijuana case.
All
So
these
1
driving-
+ 1 = 2, Mr. Lyon. So you've driven at least twice illegally in Kansas.
Yes, ma'am, I have, but that is because I have to go to work and back. How am I supposed to go to work and back while I'm trying to get my license without anyone offering me to give rides? I'm not trying to walk out of town. If I live in Leon, Kansas with my parents at the time, how am I supposed to get back and forth to work if they can't give me rides and I'm the only one with the vehicle, but they don't want to wake up to give me rides and I have to go to work to go pay my stuff? How is this all fair with me? Because people won't give me rides. I can't drive and stuff like that. Yes, I live in El Dorado now and I walk to my workplace and everything. But
Where do you work in El Dorado now?
I work at motels, the Motel
Okay,
6,
you told me that. And where do you live?
Silverwood Apartments.
Okay, so that's not too far from where you work.
No, ma'am. And that's why I said I walk now. I don't drive. I'm trying everything that I can. You know, right now I feel like everything is gathering up on me and I can't have a chance to do anything because I'm trying to get my life together. I promise you, I'm not trying to drive. I'm not trying to get in trouble.
Stop. Okay, you said you haven't been given a break. It looks like you were put on the deferred disposition docket, which means you were what, given diversion in this case initially?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you didn't comply with it. That was a break. If you'd done what you were supposed to, the charges would have been dismissed and kept off your record. So wasn't that a break? And you didn't comply with it, so you got that revoked. And then you were sentenced and given terms. I let you pick when you were going to pay this off, and you picked today. And then you didn't comply with that. You know, I didn't have to give you probation when I sentenced you. Probation is a privilege. It's not a right. So that was a break. I didn't put you in jail, right? That's 2 breaks right here in this case.
Yes,
So,
Your Honor, you are correct.
and if I transfer you to reporting probation, that's still a break, and that's a 3rd break. So I really don't think you have any grounds to sit here and say, poor me, Kansas is too mean to me.
It is. It really is. If I had a choice, I would move out of Kansas right now and I would never
How
come
can you say it's mean to you and we're giving you all these breaks and you won't quit violating the law?
I've been trying to stay out of trouble.
The following month. So far, he had only paid $20 out of the $377 he owed. The judge questioned why payments had been made in another case, but none had been received for this one. The defendant apologized and said he was trying to pay everything at once, but the expenses were overwhelming. He insisted that he didn't want to go to jail and was doing his best to catch up financially. The conversation shifted to his history of offenses. While on house arrest for a previous offense, he had received additional charges for marijuana possession in another county. He explained that the marijuana charge stemmed from being pulled over in Kansas in 2021, during which he was arrested on outstanding warrants in both Butler and Lyon counties.
This year
All
for
right.
driving, and I was trying to drive home from work.
For this year, you've already gotten in trouble in 2023?
Or not this year, 2022 is what I'm talking about. Sorry, I forgot it's 2023 now. But yes, in 2022, I only got in trouble once. I had not been in trouble ever since all my old cases. I only got in trouble that once in 2022 for driving back in July. I have not been in
We're
trouble
not going to
since.
keep talking in circles here, and you're not going to
I'm gonna
convince
just
me.
move out of state because I'm done. I'm done dealing with this. I'm moving out of state. I'm moving
Well,
right now.
Well, no, not unless you have court authority in all your cases to move out. You're not,
I
because
don't
you're
care. I'm
on
moving out of state.
probation.
And you guys ain't coming to get me. I will move out of state.
I am transferring you to supervised probation, and you have 30 days to get this all paid. Call your probation officer this morning.
I'm not doing any of it. I'm moving out of state. I'm packing my stuff up right now.
You're telling me you're not going to comply with my orders?
Fine. Yes, I will. I will apply with your orders.
Oh, I am going to, where do you live?
Silverwood Apartments.
Silverwood Apartments in El Dorado. I am transferring your probation. You are to call the probation office. And you have 30 days to have this paid in full.
Or else I go to jail.
You either go to jail or you get your probation extended, whichever we decide to do. If you can show me you need more time to pay it, that you've made a good faith effort, I will certainly consider extending it, but you will be in violation of your probation, and it'll either be extended or you'll get it revoked and go to jail, one or the other.
In my
Because
opinion, this is really, really stupid.
because you have, as I understand it, Mr. Regier, he has violated the law since he was put on this probation in November. And if that is correct, that's a violation of his probation. I understood him to say he got a driving while suspended. Is that right, Mr. Lyman?
Yes, Your Honor. Because of your stupid ass motherfucking state of Kansas.
Okay, you've just been found in contempt of court.
You know, I can do fucking less. Fuck you. I'm moving out of
All
state.
right, you are in contempt of court. You have now failed to appear. We need a bench warrant for his failure to appear today for failing to come to court. He's in contempt for his language, and we will deal with that at the next hearing, but please do a bench warrant as soon as possible, Mr. Regier, for his failure to come to leave court.
Your Honor, as far as the bench warrant is concerned, is the court ordering a specific amount towards bond?
No bond. Hold until he sees me. If we can get him back on this morning's docket, that'd be great. If you have staff that can prepare that warrant this morning and put it in my queue, I'll be happy to sign that as soon as it's there, and we'll get him picked up this morning.
Thank you, Your Honor. And is the court's prior orders regarding the case to be paid in full within 30 days, as well as the defendant being put on non-reporting probation and the defendant to contact the probation office today, I'm assuming those are still the binding
I
orders?
think actually, Mr. Regier, it might be better to just file a probation revocation for violation of the law and failure to pay. That might be just the better way to do that. And then,
Not a problem, Your Honor.
all right, thank you, Mr. Regier.
After serving jail time in both counties, he was released on house arrest. It was during this time he received formal charges for the marijuana offense. He later obtained a diversion for that case and completed his house arrest. However, he was still struggling to pay off several fines related to driving without a valid license, among other charges, which continued to accumulate. He shared that he was working to resolve all these issues while also managing personal responsibilities like rent, phone bills, State Route 22 insurance, and other expenses, all while trying to regain his driver's license. At this point, the judge indicated that his sentence would be modified. It was confirmed by the